Hello.
Hi.
This is Melissa.
And this is Kat.
Hey, howdy, hey.
Hi.
I switched to overnights at my delightful job.
She did.
I work 9 to 6, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. And it's a vibe. I think I was meant to be awake during the night.
Yeah.
I think I'm nocturnal. I think the worst part is the sun is like coming up when I'm going to bed, but I'm going to IKEA to get blackout curtains today. So problem motherfucking solved.
Oh, yeah. I guess yours aren't blackout, huh?
No, they are not. So yeah, I'm gonna go to IKEA. I'm gonna spend a minimum of $250.
Right. You have to.
$20 will be the curtains.
You gotta get veggie
all the
meatballs.
other things I need from there. They have all the things I didn't know I needed.
Right.
At the IKEA.
You can get some veggie balls.
I'm gonna get veggie balls. I'm gonna get the orange marmalade if they have it. They don't always have it. And then the lingonberry jam.
I like the plant-based balls. They only recently started creating those,
Honestly,
and I really enjoyed them.
Those kind of smack, though.
Yeah.
I do actually really like those.
We have like 3 bags in our freezer.
Yeah, we don't need any more of those. The
No.
veggie balls, they're gone. I ate them all. They have the mashed potatoes. I love those. I'm going to get 18 cases of cinnamon rolls and freeze them. Right. Because they have the best cinnamon rolls on earth.
I need candles.
I'm going to get 900 candles. I got you.
I love their candles.
I got you. Unless you come with us.
Yeah, I might come with y'all. We'll see.
Yeah, you have friends in town. I don't have friends. So yeah, I went to bed at 6 and then woke up at 10:30 to watch and record. But it's honestly like our own fault. Because we didn't.
We have very opposing schedules now,
yeah,
too.
But we also didn't prepare well. But also, it was my first week going overnights. And then we both been like going fucking through it. So it's fine. I honestly almost thought about not doing this episode, but I actually fucking love this movie. So I was like, you know what? Worth it.
It's a fave in our whole family, pretty much. My mother is convinced that this is our family. Yeah. She thinks that we are the Incredibles.
She was literally wearing a Mrs. Incredible t-shirt. She's wearing it right now as we record.
We literally watched the movie before we were recording this, like day of, and she walked in here and was wearing a Mrs. Incredible shirt.
I was like, nice shirt.
It is her fave. For sure. She has gone to Dapper Day at the parks with me, and she dapper bounded as Mrs. Incredible. It was very cute.
It was very cute. She slayed.
That was a little moment. She got her picture. She got her picture of Mrs. Incredible. Remember when they used to do the cute little dance parties all over the parks? I miss those.
No, because that's something I would not ever care about.
I just think for like kids, like it's a good opportunity for like characters and stuff that you don't normally see everywhere.
This was Eva. It could be Eva. It could be Eva.
Is it EVA?
EVA.
I would assume Eva.
See, I would assume Eva too, but I don't want to assume. It could be Eva.
Eva.
Yeah.
Sounds like the start to a song.
Send us the pronunciation.
Yeah. Sounds like the start to a song. When you say all of them together.
Yeah. Does it?
Never mind.
This one. Kat wrote you a song.
I didn't. I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I would think Eva, but if she was like, my name's Eva, I would be like, great.
Yeah.
But I think of like Eva, like from America's Next Top Model. So.
Isn't that how it's spelled?
Top model diva, but my name not Eva.
Eva.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It could also be pronounced Eva. So I don't want to just assume.
She's on one of the Real Housewives now.
Oh, really? Who's she married to?
Fucking messy, bro. I don't remember. She's on, I think, Atlanta. And one of our friends when we lived in Orlando used to come over and watch it all the time. And I love Atlanta. It's honestly, I've seen a lot of the episodes of it. She is so fucking messy.
I thought she just like modeled for 3 years and then was like, all right, I'm going to live off this money forever.
She stayed a model. She did some like acting stuff. I don't know who the fuck any of them are married to, but she's very messy.
I would love to be somebody's wife.
Right? I want to be your trophy wife. Let me... I'll do it.
I don't care anymore. Somebody rescue me.
Please.
Only if you're fun, though.
I don't know. I don't need that.
You don't think you do until you do, and then you do.
No. I'm perfectly content to sit at home and do nothing.
You'll eat your words one of these days.
It's never going to happen, so I just marry rich. I wish.
Anyway, I think that's it. Thriving. Kat's anxiety is on 10. My depression's on 10.
I've been not having a good 2 weeks. It's been pretty bad.
I've not had a good 28 years, but you know,
Very that.
we're not gonna, you know, nitpick or anything like that.
Yeah.
Follow us on Pubes. It's the new social
Stop.
media. We don't have a Pubes yet. We're gonna make one though.
It's Threads, you guys.
Okay, but the Threads logo looks like a pube, and I'm just saying I think we should rename it Pubes. I think it's funny. I don't think we get to say the word pubes enough. I think it would keep the children off, you know?
It's so true.
So I think we should rename Threads Pubes. So add us on Pubes. We should make a Pubes for...
Yeah, I did a little poll, and it was majority that they would follow us on Threads.
You guys also want like behind the scenes. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah, we'll figure something out.
We just sit in my room and
I look like
gremlin trolls. We used to do our outfits of the day for recording, but Kat was in charge of it.
Well, but
she was bad at posting them. They were funny though.
They were funny, but like I feel like we don't have a lot of TikTok followers, so it wasn't really like doing anything.
Well, that's because we didn't post enough.
Yeah.
So
we'll figure shit out. I feel like social media is
We'll
hard for podcasts when we're not like, recording us recording.
Yeah, because there's no physical way I can work a 40-hour work week.
Right.
Edit our podcast and also have a video element
and the TikTok.
I mean, if more of you want to join Patreon so I can quit my job.
Yeah. But yeah, like obviously that's how a lot of people find podcasts on like TikTok
honestly,
and everything.
I've got more time now that I work overnight. So I don't know.
We'd also have to have 2 cameras and...
Yeah, but we could like rent a space out. Maybe we'll look into it.
So guys, more of you join our Patreon.
We have a $3 tier if you just want to join, you know, because you love us.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like...
there's also a $10 tier.
The 5 and 10, I feel like you really get a lot of bang for your buck. I really do feel that
Anyways,
way.
pay us. Pay us to do this instead of having...
depression and anxiety over our
why do you want us to have depression and anxiety?
I don't think you guys want that.
For $5 a month, you can cure Kat's anxiety and my depression.
That's all it takes.
Well, let's all find out, okay?
Patreon.com/tragical. Is it Tragical Podcast? I
think it's under Tragical Podcast.
You might be right.
Anyway, it's on our website, which is
on
linked.
Our website.
It's linked in the show notes.
It sure is.
See you there. See you there, guys.
Can't wait to see our...
And you get to pick your own... You get to pick your movie.
Honestly, yeah. And this was a Patreon pick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you could tell us your favorite movie. And we do non-Disney movies over on the page. And honestly, they're so good.
Yeah, they're so good.
So good.
It's expanded my movie knowledge base.
No, honestly.
Anyway, we've gone on too long. Join us over on Patreon.
Yeah, it's a really good time.
Fucking do it.
Please, I'm begging you. You're laughing, but I'm actually crying.
Oh my gosh.
Tragical.
So this time,
we're here to tell you why
The Incredibles
is tragical.
We actually already said it. We already said that's what we are doing.
We've said it a couple of times.
So like, get it together.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Come on now.
Anyway, I have some fun facts.
Good.
I would like everyone to know that IMDb moved stuff around. I was very confused.
Well, it's because, okay, they have an app now, so I think it's like formatted for an app. So
and with as much as we use it, we should download the app.
I'm probably going to download the app.
But have I yet? No. Anyway, so I found some good ones after finally figuring out where the fun facts and trivia were.
We call them fun facts. They're actually called trivia, but trivia is stupid.
Yeah.
Fun facts is way better.
Fun facts are fun.
Yeah, trivia, boring.
Lily Tomlin was considered for the part of Edna Mode, but she turned it down when she heard Brad Bird's vocal performance saying, "What do you need me for? You already got it."
Yeah, Brad Bird is.
I also love Lily Tomlin.
Edna Mode.
I love her so much. Have you seen that show? What is it with her and the other? Oh my God, what's her name? One of our roommates used to watch it all the time. Hold on. No,
is that supposed to be clues enough for me?
Grace and Frankie. That show is hilarious. She would have done great. But yeah, no, I also didn't realize that Brad Bird did Edna Mode's voice.
Yeah, me either.
I never
That's
knew
so
that.
iconic. He knew exactly what he wanted and he delivered.
In order to give Dash a realistic, out-of-breath voice, Brad Bird made the voice actor Spencer Fox run laps around the studio.
I love that.
I love that too. This next one is so funny. You remember how in like the late 90s, early 2000s, the DVDs had like special like things that you
like
could
the
do.
games or like, oh my God, hours and hours of my life.
This one is iconic. Mirage's toll-free phone number on her calling card is an unregistered phone number when the movie comes out. However, when compared to the letters on a typical phone pad, the last 7 digits spell out SUPRHRO. So superhero kind of. The phone number was activated as of the DVD's release. It contained Mirage's voice directing you to the movie's website and told you to input the phone number on the site to get access to secret information, and it was deleted scenes that are not included on the DVD.
That is so cool.
Yeah. It has since been deactivated and the phone number no longer works. But how cool is that?
That is so cool.
But also, if you think about it, when little kids see phone numbers or hear phone numbers at that age, you know that they call it.
Yeah.
Who's the one rapper who always has his
Mike Jones?
Yeah, Mike Jones.
I called Mike Jones so many times.
So many times.
Yeah. There was also Chris Brown. Obviously 8675309, but that was before like you had to use an area code.
Yeah, right. So DC Comics objected to the name Elastigirl due to their character Elasta Dash Girl, not one word with the dash in there. A compromise was reached, whereas outside of the film, Elastigirl would be known as Mrs. Incredible.
Oh,
so that's
but
why they had to
also
change her
DC,
name.
like, yeah, Elastigirl, you're most well known. Y'all are barely hanging on with fucking Superman and Batman over here. Shut the fuck up. Don't even say you like DC more, because you're being ridiculous.
Yeah, so true.
You're trying to be different. You're pick me, bitch. If you say you like DC more, shut up.
Yeah, I find that to be.
I also hate Superman. Superman's boring.
Yeah, I've never really been a big
primary
Superman.
color head ass bitch. Batman's the only good
ass
one.
Bitch.
Yeah, go
You're
back
even
to
a
your
superhero.
planet. That's what we say in America.
Oh no.
Go back to your planet.
Yikes.
Just kidding. Superman's okay.
Anyway.
If it's Henry Cavill,
I'm there for it.
put him in the blonde wig though.
Yeah, right. And give him like the Witcher wig, but as Superman.
Yes. I don't like the super suit either though. It sucks. It's not good.
I like Batman, but that's really it. Batman and his villains are just like top tier.
That was it. That's the only good thing they ever did. Argue with me about it.
We'll see you in
I'm
the
here
comments.
for it. Let's fucking go.
This movie had a lot of firsts for Pixar. So it was the first Pixar film written by only one person. It's the first Pixar film not to receive an Oscar nomination for its music. It's the first PG rated Pixar film. Everything else is rated G.
Oh.
It's the first Pixar film to be set through a human's eyes and their perspective, whereas everything else has been animals, toys, monsters,
Emotion.
Well, that wasn't out
Elements
yet.
now that nobody's seen.
But this is the only human one. This one's a little long, but this is the first and only Pixar movie to not feature the Pizza Planet truck, because Brad Bird had never worked for Pixar before and he had no idea about the Easter eggs.
Oh.
But he knew about some of the Easter eggs, like John Ratzenberger's voice and having an Easter egg to the next movie. And then the A113's in there like twice, I think. But yeah, he had no idea about the Pizza Planet truck. And so that's not in there. And a lot of people said that they thought they saw it and they tried to do like a frame by frame of the movie.
And
but
Brad was like,
he's like literally like, no, I had no idea. He said he didn't know if the animators snuck it in because obviously the animators are the ones who do it.
Right. Brad didn't do anything.
He said, but they didn't. So this is the only Pixar film to not have the truck. Isn't that crazy?
I'm assuming no ball.
I didn't see the ball. Yeah.
What's his name?
Luxo Ball.
Yeah, that guy.
Ball. I didn't see
Ball.
I didn't see Ball.
Ball was not in it.
And it's not mentioned here as any of that. Yeah, A113 is in there twice.
Nice.
It's the meeting room he goes to, And then
I did notice that.
And then when Helen goes to find him, he's in like level A1 cell 13.
Gotcha.
So those are all my fun facts.
Those were great.
Get those from the Internet Movie Database.
Or Batadace if you're nasty.
If you're nasty.
We open up with our boy Lampert.
Lampert.
Since it is a Pixar film, we got to see Lampy.
Duh.
I just love him.
He's a little cutie.
He just
cute little inanimate.
jumps on up there, jumps on his eye. He's like, I am the star. It starts with, first of all, you said something about like the music, like it didn't win on. The music in this film is like, it's supposed to be like,
it's 50s futuristic is like the whole vibe
so
of this movie.
So it's kind of like not original, but like it's still just like such a fucking vibe.
Right. I think every part of this movie, it fits it so well. Like the
so
stereotypical, like in the 50s, what they pictured as futuristic, where everything was like square and flat and like super mechanical flying cars and all that kind of shit. Like,
and this superhero music is like burner,
yeah,
burner,
it's so
like,
fun.
It's like old like Batman cartoons.
Yes.
So I don't care if it won any Oscars because
it should have.
It wasn't. No,
it went in my heart.
I get it because it's not like original, but it's like it's the vibe though.
Yeah.
And it's the vibe I needed and it's the vibe I wanted. Sometimes movies try to like go for something and then they totally like miss the mark. Like they did what they needed to do to make this movie feel like it did, and it was fucking A1. Like I fucking love this movie.
I know, it's so
much.
good.
Like their house, I want to live in their fucking house. Anyway, moving on. Sorry, I just had to defend the movie music.
I know, I agree.
So it opens up with an like an old interview, a TV interview of Mr. Incredible. He is in his blue Mr. Incredible outfit, and he is talking about how he wishes he didn't have to be a superhero, basically.
Yeah, he's like, I wish
I'm
the
tired.
world would stay saved for 10 minutes.
And then we cut to Elastigirl. She's like, what is her outfit's like tan and red. It's kind of weird color choices, but okay, girl. Cream
it's like
and
a
red.
cream and she's like a cream soda.
It's like the 50s, so we're gonna let her have it. But yeah, Elastigirl's like, nah, I'm in my prime. I'm ready to fight every day. Let's go, bad guys. Fuck it up.
She's
girl
like,
power.
Come at me, bitch.
Yeah, Elastigirl's ready to go. Frozone, which I just realized today is not, I thought it was just like frozen with like an E, but I realized today it's like ozone.
Yeah, because he uses the air.
He uses like the water in the air. So it's like froze, like ozone and frozen.
Also, if you really think about it, Samuel L. Jackson has his foot in every big franchise. I was talking about this with Mom yesterday because she was watching
he's
the original
greatest of all time.
Yeah, he's in the original Jurassic Park. He's in like every Marvel movie now. He's in Pixar.
He's the guy you got to get.
Pulp Fiction. I mean, like cult classic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he can do no wrong.
He's truly like, he's the fucking shit. Like,
and he's such a good actor. Like he can truly play like any role.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that man. I
love him so much.
He's the goat.
So great.
He's the goat.
He really is.
He really
he's like
is.
one of the greatest actors of our lifetime.
Of all time, yeah. The goat. That's what I just said.
Well, I just meant, like of our lifetime.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's a bad bitch.
Cut to real life, not the interviews anymore. Also, it's on like an old TV screen. I just love it so much. It's so cute.
Yeah, the vibes of this movie are really good.
Yeah.
They did good with it.
So we cut to like actual like real time, and Mr. Incredible is in his fancy car in a suit, and he's listening to the police scanner.
Yeah.
And there's
as we do.
There's some crimes occurring. So Mr. Incredible has a self-driving car. It's fancy too.
Okay, Elon, back it up.
Living in the future. What is this, 2004 when this movie came out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, if you think like that's what I was saying though, like the futuristic 50s vibes are immaculate.
So
like all the things that they thought we were gonna have in the future
are good.
So good.
So he lets his car drive itself and he changes from his tux into his super suit.
And he keeps talking about how he can't be late somewhere.
He keeps checking his watch.
Mm-hmm.
He's got somewhere to be today.
Yeah. But he's got time currently.
Yeah, he's got time. He's got time to fight some bad guys.
To help whatever's happening.
So there's a high-speed chase happening. These guys have like AKs.
Yeah.
Scary.
Really dramatic.
But he stops to help an old lady because her cat Squeakers is stuck up in the tree.
Mine too.
So... What? Explain.
I need a man to help me get my cat squeakers out of the tree too.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
Me either. It's fine. We're gonna move on.
Okay. So Bob, Mr. Incredible. Sorry, Mr. Incredible.
How dare you out him like that?
I just gave his identity away. He pulls the tree out of the ground. Why don't you kill a tree? And then he
puts
shakes.
it back.
Does he?
Yeah.
He shakes Squeakers out of the tree into the old lady's arms. And then he throws a tree in the street so that it stops the Boiglers. The Boiglers.
Yay, he saved them.
He did it. But then there's another crime happening. After he stops the bad guys from the high-speed chase, he hears that there's a tour bus robbery occurring. So he goes to stop that guy. And when he gets back in his car, there's a little boy in his car, and he's dressed up like a little Mr. Incredible.
He's Incredible.
Yeah. And he seems really fucking annoying. Like, if my kids come out like that, I'm gonna be really pissed.
He's just like hyper fixated on being Mr. Incredible's #1 fan. He's in his fan club. He's the president of the Incredible fan club. He wants to be Incredible. He said, I want to be a superhero too, even though I don't have powers, and I'm here to help you. And Mr. Incredible is like, listen, kid, I signed all your autographs. I've shaken your hand. I've taken all the pictures you want.
He says,
you gotta
go home, buddy.
Go home, buddy.
Go fucking home, buddy.
Buddy doesn't want to go home, so Mr. Incredible ejects Incredible from his car.
You know, that's nice.
That's a good feature to have.
So Mr. Incredible goes to a rooftop where he finds the tour bus burglar going through everybody's shit. While he's talking to said burglar, the burglar pulls a gun out on him. This movie's very violent.
Yeah, there's a lot of guns, I realized.
I don't like it. Elastigirl, she's around the corner and she throws a punch 20 yards or whatever like she does and
stretches her arm.
The Boigler in the face.
And then they get their flirt on. Yeah. Elastigirl and Mr. Incredible.
He's like, I had it handled. And she's like, yeah, I can see that, sweetheart.
And even the burglar's like, no, she got me, actually. You did nothing. He's like, what are you doing later? And she said, I have plans. And then she walks away. She does her little sexy
saunters away.
Yeah, hip sway. She got cake.
Elastigirl got a big old booty.
She's built. She is built.
Yeah. Who built her like that?
Pixar. Pixar's just a room full of horny men just drawing women in incredibly impossible proportions.
No, for sure.
When
ribs removed.
When Kim Kardashian gets her BBL, she brought in a picture of
Elastigirl, and she couldn't even.
This is what I want.
She couldn't even compete.
No, because it's literally impossible.
They said we can't do that.
She said, I don't need my ribs. I don't need them.
Anyway, she saunters off. Also a ginger icon.
Oh yes, we stand.
That's why my mom likes The Incredibles, because my dad is blonde and my mother is a redhead. Therefore, they are the Incredibles.
They are the Incredibles.
My parents identify
as Mr. and Mrs. Incredible.
And Mrs. Incredible.
Helen and Bob Parr.
Anyway, Frozone goes by. Frozen Ozone. Just figured that out today. Just did it today. Put that together in my brain. He goes by in his little ice. Yeah, he makes ice roads for himself,
it's
basically.
Pretty cool. They have to stay there for a little bit because they have to
They'll melt eventually, but
seems like they're there for a while.
It's fine. The kids play on it. It's good for the kids.
Safe. So safe.
It's good for the kids. He's like chasing a helicopter or something. There's been like another Boigler.
Yeah,
probably.
where are they living?
In the shittiest part of town, apparently. But yeah, he's like, "What's up, Frozone?" Frozone's like, "Hey, buddy." They're so cute, best friends.
Yeah, and Frozone's like, you're gonna be late."
And he's like, "I got time." So there is a man who is going to jump from a building. This movie is not for kids.
Honestly, yeah, it's pretty dark.
But I guess when I watched it as a kid, I was kind of like, I don't know. I guess I didn't notice any of it. Kids are really fucking dumb, aren't they?
Well, because they don't know about sewer slide.
Yeah.
You know, when you're like
you don't
7?
get it. Yeah. That's crazy. Anyway, this man's going to jump off of a building, but don't worry.
We've all been there.
We're only on the 2nd floor. I would.
I literally took a drink of water directly after I said that. And I almost just like spewed it everywhere.
It's patreon.com / No, I'm just kidding. I'm not.
We're not joking.
So Mr. Incredible jumps off the building he's on and he rescues the guy by literally like tackling him into a glass window into a building, saving his life, but also like, you know, breaking probably every bone in his body. But he's alive.
Obviously didn't want to be.
You're not God.
So true.
You're not Glob. That's the God in Adventure Time.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with that franchise. Been watching it. Been watching a lot of Adventure Time.
It's like the best show ever.
It's all I can really handle mentally right now.
That's
okay.
So
Bon Voyage happens to just also be in this building causing a ruckus.
Okay, so the building, the part of this skyscraper that they land in is a bank. And so Bob, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to dox him again. Mr. Incredible hears beeping, and then Bon Voyage, who was going to be named Bon Pérignon, by the way, and then they couldn't get the rights
from Dom.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So they changed it. But
Bon
honestly,
Voyage is
Bon
good.
Voyage is pretty good too.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Like Bon Voyage.
Yeah.
The bomb.
Yeah.
I love it.
Bye, but like...
But and he's dressed like a mime.
Yeah, he's dressed as like a French mime, and he's just covered in bombs. It's really good. He's robbing the bank. Mr. Incredible goes to fight Mr. Bon Voyage, and then Incredible Boy shows back up, and he's like, "Yo, I can help you. Don't you want to know how I'm getting around everywhere?" He's got like hover boots that he made.
Mr. Incredible's like, not particularly.
He's like, "Bro, you're not helping. You're actually in the way." Bon Voyage is trying to get away. So Incredible Boy says that he can help, and then Bon Voyage throws, guess what? A bomb.
Wild.
Onto Incredible Boy's cape. So Mr. Incredible tries to get the bomb off of him. Incredible Boy's flying around like a freaking chicken with his head cut off with his bomb on him. Bon Voyage gets away, and then Bob, I keep calling him Bob.
Doxing him.
Mr. Incredible takes the bomb off of him, and it blows up some train tracks. So now the train is going to derail. He's got this fucking kid who's not helpful at all. Now he's got to save the train. Bon Voyage gets away. It's a fucking mess.
Yeah, he's got to like body slam the train to stop it from, derailing.
Yeah, and then so finally he gets Incredible Boy into a cop car and says, "Take this kid home. Tell his mom what he's been doing." Clearly his parents are
lovely people,
I'm sure. The cops are like, "Okay, but what about Bon Voyage?" Okay, respectfully though, he's been a little busy today. Mr. Incredible has done a lot
do something
in
today?
the last 30 minutes.
You go find Bon
and
Voyage.
They were so mad that he was just letting Bon Voyage get away because he was like, "I have somewhere to be."
Well, he does have somewhere important to be. He's got to get to his wedding to Elastigirl.
Oh my God.
Frozone is his best man. They have like 20 people at their wedding and they're all superheroes.
Yeah.
Edna was there.
There was a list. It was all the ones that Edna Mode named.
Yeah. All the ones that get killed later in the movie.
Yeah.
Literally.
But yeah, they get married.
It's so cute.
So cute. But then some shit goes down and Mr. Incredible gets sued for saving that man's life.
Mrs. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved. Mrs. Sansweet didn't want to be saved. That's like my favorite line
all the time.
from any movie
What's
ever.
the second part he says?
I only know that Mr. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved.
Mrs. Sansweet didn't want to be saved.
It's like the injuries caused by Mr. Incredible causes him daily pain or something. Something along those lines.
Yeah. So the government pretty much says that the supers...
Are you just going to skip over the part where Mr. Incredible yells at him? He says, "I saved your life." And he said, "You ruined my death."
Melissa and I looked at each other and were like, yeah, mood.
I don't know why that like 8 seconds of that
it's so
news
true, though.
interview is so funny to me. Mrs. Sansweet didn't ask to be saved. Mrs. Sansweet didn't want to be saved. And then he's like, "I saved your life. You ruined my death."
Yeah, it's pretty good. Like the whole trial and like the way that they do this whole like the trial and then like the government's decision and everything is all like newspapers and like old 50s like TV. It's pretty cool. The supers aren't allowed to be super anymore because they're
Mr.
causing
Incredible
problems.
saved somebody's life who didn't want to be saved, and there's like infrastructure. Every time they save the city, they cause like millions of dollars in infrastructure bills.
But here's my thing. So you get rid of the superheroes, right? You still have the bad guys. Like, it's not like the bad guys are just going to disappear just because there, there's the, like, a magnet, like there's plus minus.
It'll just be the Reggie,
positive, negative,
the Reggie
like,
cops
dealing with superhero bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, bad guys with superpowers.
Yeah.
You obviously were mad that Mr. Incredible didn't go after Bomb Voyage. What are you going to fucking do against him?
Nothing. Let him do it.
Okay, great.
Let him wrap the bag.
But yeah, so they essentially create a what is it called? Like
a witness
protection.
But they're not witnesses.
No.
A superhero protection program.
Right. And they rehouse all of them and give them new identities so that they can go into hiding and they're no longer allowed to be super. Plain Janes.
Yeah. So now Bob, this is like, I don't know, 15 years later or some shit.
Yeah. It doesn't really give you like a time frame, but they're like older.
Yeah.
Well, I would say at the beginning they're like
in high school.
Yeah.
So she's at least 14. So it's at least 14 years later.
Okay. Yeah.
14, 15 years later. Bob works at Insuricare.
Yeah, he's an insurance
like claims
clerk,
representative or whatever. He's trying to help this old lady. So he gives her like information on how to get her insurance policy done right. I don't know how insurance works.
Essentially, she's filing a claim. He's saying that they can't help her, but then he like secretly gives her like the in to like get help.
Yeah, so that she can so this sweet old lady can get money from this giant corporation that owes her money because she pays for
insurance.
Yeah,
insurance is a scam.
The only insurance I have is car insurance because I'm legally required to have it, and I truly would not if I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sure I'm going to pay way more in my lifetime for car insurance than I would ever need if I like totaled an entire vehicle once a year.
And they don't even really help you.
No.
When you do.
Oh, God, no.
Need it.
No.
So.
Oh, you crashed your $17,000 car and you need a new one. Here's $10. Hope you find a new car. Bye.
Good luck.
XOXO, car insurance company. Anyway, that's our monologue on insurance. So yeah, Bob is like helping people and his boss is not happy about it. His boss, Mr. Huff, he's constantly yelling at him.
He's a tiny little man.
And telling him not to help people get insurance money.
Yeah.
That they deserve. Oh, by the way, Bob looks miserable at his job. Like he looks like he wants to die and I feel his pain.
Also, I'm sorry. That's a large man. Like nothing about him doesn't look super. You know what I mean? Like he's very broad-shouldered. He is like 7 feet tall. Even with his dad gut, that man could like bench press 3 cars.
So we cut to Elastigirl, Helen Parr. She's a stay-at-home mom, thriving. Love all her outfits throughout the whole entire film.
Honestly, yeah, she slays.
She has like those like loose high pants with like loose button-up crop tops.
Literally what I wear.
Iconic. It's so
without
cute.
the like capri pants, but
yeah, they weren't capri. They were
like tight.
Some of them were bordering on capri, but they were like longer because you know Helen's a fashion icon
with a dumpy,
with
a fucking dump truck,
dumper.
They have 3 kids, by the way.
Yeah, there's Violet, who's in high school, Dash, who's like middle school
I'd
age.
say middle school, yeah.
And then Jack, who's like 9 months old.
Yeah, I would say 9-10 months old.
He's a big,
well, he doesn't have teeth yet, so.
Yeah, he's gumming it still.
So Helen goes to pick up the kids from school. Dash is first. He got sent to the principal's office. His teacher thinks that he's playing pranks on, that Dash is playing pranks on him, but he never sees him do it. So he set up a camera, which
illegal.
I think is illegal. And records Dash putting a thumbtack on the teacher's chair, except for the fact that you can't see Dash do it. He just like moves a little bit.
Glitches.
Yeah,
a glitch
it
in
looks
the
like a
Matrix.
glitch on the camera. And then all of a sudden a thumbtack is there and the teacher sits on it. And the principal and Helen are like, you can't prove that he did anything. You literally can't see him move. When in reality, he's just really fucking fast.
Yeah.
Fast as fuck, boy.
He is fast as fuck, boy.
So yeah, he doesn't get in trouble, but Helen is like, you gotta chill.
Yeah. And Dash wants to do sport, but she was like, Helen is like, you can't because you may accidentally expose yourself as a superhero.
Yeah, because he's so fucking fast.
And he's like, okay, I'll be kind of good, but not like really good.
Right.
She's like, we just can't risk it. So goofy.
I see like both sides though. Like she wants to protect her family.
Then we cut to Violet, who is their oldest.
I love
their
her.
daughter, who's in high school. I love her too. Her hair is in her face. She got like black long hair. Where did the black long hair come from?
Somewhere higher up in the family tree.
That's crazy because blonde and red are both like recessive. So somebody's genes snuck in there.
Yeah, I guess I never thought about, why does she have black hair?
She has black hair.
Maybe she dyes it.
Good for her.
She wants to like hide, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's
and blonde
emo.
and red hair are both pretty
easy to dye black. You just gotta keep up with them roots.
Plus they're just easy to like pick out in a crowd, you know what I mean? So she's probably like black hair like hides you.
Yeah. Anyway, it's all up in her face. She's like stalking this boy named Tony. She's staring at him from behind the fucking stairs like a demon.
Oh my God.
And then he looks over at her and she disappears.
Yeah, not her clothes though, just her head.
Yeah, because she can disappear. So Violet runs to the car. They go home. Back at the house, Bob has gotten home in his tiny little car. He's so big.
It's the world's smallest car.
And he accidentally steps on a skateboard when he gets out of the car and he like grabs the roof of the car and fully puts an entire handprint in it because he's so strong. And then he gets really mad because when he shuts the car door, the glass shatters.
Yeah.
So he picks up the car like he's going to throw it. And a neighborhood boy on a tricycle sees it. And Mr. Incredible just puts it down. Bob. We'll call him Bob. And Bob just sets it down and like goes inside like you didn't see anything.
You saw nothing.
He doesn't want to get...
Yeah, because if they get found out, they have to move again.
And they just moved 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Helen just unpacked their
the last box.
That's some shit you would do.
Yeah.
She's probably like, we're going to have to move anyway. Bob's going to fuck this up somehow.
Right, truly.
So at the dinner table, Helen is feeding Jack and making gross noises. Violet
baby faces.
is being emo. Dash is told by Helen to tell his father about how he got in trouble at school but didn't really get in trouble. Bob is like super distracted. He's like reading the newspaper. He's very checked out. Yeah, I've been there, Bob. I've also dissociated. But he's just like reading the newspaper, ignoring his whole family until Dash starts telling him about how he was so fast that the camera didn't even catch him putting the tacks on his chair. And Bob is like, wow, that's incredible.
That's fucking cool, dude.
And Helen is like, no, that's the opposite of good. That's bad. And Bob's like, oh, right. Don't do things like that. But he accidentally breaks Dash's plate because he's trying to. Yeah, he's so strong. He's trying to cut his steak, but he cuts right through to the table. So then he's like, I'm going to go get your new plate. And he goes to the kitchen, really just to be away from his fucking family.
He just needs a
moment.
moment.
Bob is going through it. But the newspaper he's reading, he sees that Gazer Beam, one of the old superhero...
Who was at their wedding.
Buds. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming they were all there. Gazer Beam has gone missing. It was reported in the newspaper.
But not like his identity.
Right.
Like...
Yeah, but he was like a superhero advocate or something like that.
Yeah, he was like known for advocating.
Right.
For the supers.
So like, we know you're a superhero, bestie. Anyway, the doorbell rings. It's Frozone, whose name is Lucius, IRL.
Samuel Jackson.
And he's there to pick up Bob. They're going to go bowling. Wink, wink, nod,
They're
nod.
Wednesday bowling. Good for them.
They're not going bowling.
No, they go sit in an alleyway and listen to a police scanner and then go save people. But Lucius doesn't want to do that. He's like, hear me out. What if we did what our wives think we're doing and we go bowling? And Bob is like, no, I'm a superhero. I want to help save people. They hear like a couple things go off on the scanner, but none of them are, I guess, exciting enough for them to want to help until they hear that there is a building on fire. And so they go to save the people from it's a very big building and there's a lot of fire, pretty fucking on fire. So they're inside trying to save the people. Frozone cannot use his ice water powers because he uses the water in the air.
In the ozone?
Yeah. But it's on fire. It's too hot. There's no liquid in the air. So he is not able to help. And the building is like falling down around them. So finally a wall breaks near them and then they run out of the building. And the whole building collapses.
But they saved all the people.
They sure did. They wind up in like the building next door, which is a jewelry store. They are in fact wearing just their regular clothes and ski masks to hide their identities.
Balaclavas.
So they quite literally look like they're robbing the jewelry store. So a cop who is on the scene for the fire looks over into the jewelry store and obviously sees two men in ski masks. And he's like, well, they're robbing the jewelry store now. So he goes in to stop them, and Frozone gets a little drinky of water from like a water cooler that's chilling there and freezes the cop, and then they disappear before the rest of the cops can come in and show them. Also, I did notice that Bob put his hand on one of the glass cases, like his fingerprints are there. So
way to go, Bob.
If they were to run them, he would definitely get caught. The cops come in, and all the people from the fire are in there saved, and the masked men are gone.
And while all this is going down, there's a lady spying on them.
Yeah, she says something about how they were going to nab Frozone, but then they changed the target to be Mr. Incredible.
So Bob goes home. Helen is waiting for him. She's like, where you been? Not bowling because you're covered in soot. And he's like, I may have saved some people from a burning building. Maybe. I don't know.
Might have done that.
And Helen is pissed. She's like, why are you trying to like relive the glory days? We have a family. Focus on our family. You're missing their lives. And Bob is like, I can't sit here and pretend like I'm not a superhero. It's goofy. And Helen is like, okay, but we're not allowed to be superheroes. So can you just focus on our family?
Just hit me. They like swapped.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, he was like, I want to take a fucking break. That literally, I'm not kidding. As you were saying that, just hit me. And he doesn't want to stop. Whereas at the beginning, Helen was like, I've got this. I don't ever want to stop. I'm on top of my game. And now she's like, I'm ready to fucking not do anything ever again.
Yup.
I don't know why they never hit me until literally just now.
So they're screaming at each other. The kids hear them yelling.
Obviously.
So they come out and they're listening. But obviously, Helen, being the super mom she is, she notices that her kids are listening in. So she apologizes for the screaming and everybody goes to bed. Next day at work, Bob gets called into his boss, Mr. Huff's office. And Mr. Huff is basically saying the same shit. He's like, you have to stop helping people. We're trying to help our stockholders, not our clients.
Yeah, and Bob is like, am I doing anything illegal? And he was like, I'm obligated to say no.
Right, legally, no. And then Bob looks out the window and sees a guy getting mugged. And he's like, oh, I'm going to go help that guy. And Mr. Huff is like, if you go help that guy, you're fired. So Bob chokes him out and throws him through like 10 walls.
As you do.
Fuck Mr. Huff. So cut to the hospital. Rick is there. I guess Rick is like the government representative for the supers.
His name is Rick Dicker.
Yeah, Mr. Dicker.
Rick Dicker.
Yeah.
What a fucking name, bro.
Rick is like, hey, we can't keep helping you. It's too much money every time we have to relocate your whole family. And Bob is like, you know what? It's fine because I don't really want to relocate my family again anyway. I'll find another job. Just clean up the mess with the insurance company and I'll figure out the rest.
Yeah, they have to like wipe people's memories.
Yeah, they gotta wipe Mr. Huff's memory.
And everyone who saw him go flying through the wall.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But Bob is like, you know what? It's fine though. I don't want to move again. I don't want to move my family.
Yeah.
Bob goes home. He has like a little office. It's like a fucking closet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes in there and he basically turns his briefcase out into the trash. But then he hears a loud thud. And he's like, I didn't have anything heavy in there. So he pulls it out of the trash and it's like an iPad. Were iPads a thing yet in 2004?
Definitely not.
It's an iPad. A lady pops up on the screen. Her name is Mirage. She's the one that was spying on them in the car. And she's like, hey, I'm on this island. We have experimental tech, but like the tech has gone wrong and we're willing to pay you triple your salary to come and help us.
And Bob's like, fuck yeah, bro. I get to be a superhero again.
Yeah. And Bob is like, I am on my way. BRB. See you there, Miss Mirage lady.
Yeah. So Bob tells Helen that his job is sending him on a conference. So he doesn't tell her he was fired.
Good ploy. Good ploy.
And he doesn't tell her that it's super stuff. He lies.
And Helen's so pumped. She's like, oh, you're moving up at the bank. Shit like that. Like, I'm Bob in this situation. Like, fuck Mr. Huff. Fuck the corporation. Fuck the man.
I don't disagree with that.
I don't want to move up.
But
I want to watch the world burn.
But I don't want you to lie to me about it, though.
That's true. I wouldn't. I'd be like, I fucking threw a man through a wall.
And I got
so
fired.
Sorry.
We're not moving again, though. So I'm about to get triple my salary.
Have a job.
By the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he needed to lie to her. Anyway, so he is on a super special little private jet, going to this island.
Super special.
Wow. And it's giving him all the information. So there's a battle droid. It's a smart robot, so it learns from the people it's fighting to be better. Now it won't take orders because it's too smart. So he meets with Mirage, and she tells Mr. Incredible that he has to take out the battle bot without destroying it, because they still need it. They just need to stop it from destroying the entire island.
So they shoot Mr. Incredible like out of the jet in like a little like sleeper canister thingy.
Yeah.
They shoot him out in like a fucking beer can down to the island. Mr. Incredible's out of shape. He's running around this island. He's huffing and puffing. His gut is sticking out of him.
A
Super
super
suit.
suit.
I didn't realize it was 2 pieces.
Yeah. I thought it was like you pull it up from the bottom and it's just one suit.
Apparently not. I think one suit, like one piece would be better. But anyway.
It probably initially was.
Mr. Incredible finds the robot. He fights it. It is learning his moves, but he takes it out. He jumps up inside of it and it starts to destroy itself internally. It starts to pull out its own guts.
Also, it destroys itself, and they told him not to let it to get destroyed.
They didn't want it like fully kablooied, obliterated. Like all the components are still there. They're just a little stabbed.
A little fucked up.
A little stabbed. He stabbed himself a little bit, ripped out some of his insides. But like the structure is still there.
I mean, at one point he threw it in lava.
Yeah, but it came out, didn't it? It was fine.
That's scary.
This whole thing is being watched by Mirage and her boss, who is still unknown.
A mystery man.
And then Mr. Incredible gets to the facility that's there on the island. It's inside like a volcano, so that's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And he has dinner with Mirage, but when he goes into the like dining hall or whatever, he sees her talking to her boss, and he's like in like a lava wall. There's a lava wall.
Yeah, it's pretty scary.
So her boss,
that'd be really hot to walk through.
Yeah, it wouldn't work.
No.
But yeah, her boss is like behind this lava wall.
Say that's lava wall again.
That's where the boss is. Behind the lava wall. So they have their like weird dinner.
I'm sorry, but that dinner is very sexually charged. It's a very strange.
See, I think they're just like flirting, and I think it's fine. I don't think that's a big deal. I'm a slut though, so like honestly, if my man's was like flirting with a girl at the bar, I'd be like, yeah,
get
woo.
it, bestie.
Is she cute or what?
And Mr. Incredible does not get to meet the boss himself. Mirage is like, he's busy.
She's like, he likes to be private. You can understand that, which
fair.
is very true.
So fair.
Which is very true.
Bob continues to lie to Helen about his job and that he was laid off and that he almost killed his boss. So he leaves every day like he's going to work, but in reality, he's working out. He's getting his physique
picking
back.
Up trains.
Literally picking up trains, running with trains, throwing. I don't know why he's obsessed with the trains.
He's doing a lot of train.
A lot of train work out here. Training with trains.
He's training.
He does get more money though, so he gets a new car that he can fit in. It's got suicide doors. No, they're butterfly doors. I'm so sorry. I know the difference. I'm smart. He finally gets back into shape. He notices that his super suit has a cut in it from when he fought the BattleBot the first time. So he calls an old friend to get it fixed, and he shows up at their mansion, and it's the queen, the legend, the icon, Edna Mode. I'm obsessed with her.
She's okay.
I just think she's so funny. Edna's like, okay, I used to design super suits and now I design for supermodels who are not super. They're just, she literally roasts modeling, essentially, like fashion, the fashion industry and modeling.
She says, fuck skinny bitches.
Yeah. Mind you, this woman is like a literal foot tall. Like,
she's not skinny though.
I don't think she's not skinny.
She's built like a jelly bean. Are you kidding me? You don't think Edna's not
a jelly bean?
She's a little jelly bean with legs.
Actual size. Anyway, he just says that, hey, I have a cut in my suit. I just need it patched. And she's like, this thing is old as fuck and I'm going to make you a new one. And he's like, that's not, I don't need all that.
She throws it in the trash and he's like, can you patch it for nostalgia's purposes?
Right.
What are we doing here?
She's like, fine, I'll patch it.
Fucking Mr. Incredible.
And she's like, I'm Edna Marie E. Mode. And what? And what? So she agrees to patch his silly little suit, but she's also going to make him a new one.
Oh, and her one stipulation is no capes because all the superheroes who have died in horrible cape accidents. So I'm with her on that one. Like being sucked into a twister, sucked into a jet engine.
A jet engine? Oh my God, that one is horrifying.
Attaching yourself accidentally to a rocket, just things like that.
Yeah.
Just normal everyday things. Back at the house, Bob takes a call and Helen, being a sneaky bitch that she is, listens in.
Okay, well, first of all, she found a white hair on one of his suit jackets. So she's like, that's weird. And then when the phone rings, he's like, don't answer it. No, it's me. It's for me.
Helen thinks Bob's having an affair.
She thinks he's stepping out.
Yeah. And he is.
He is.
But not really. No. Raj is like 21. What are you talking about?
And he's having a midlife crisis.
Oh my God. Whatever.
Anyway.
Everyone's so jealous.
Helen listens in on Mirage and Bob's phone conversation. She just hears the end of it where he says that
I'm on my way.
And she's my way. She's like, I'll see you tomorrow,
baby. Bring
verbatim.
the condoms.
Verbatim.
And Helen's like, oh, hell no.
She thinks he's having an affair.
Bob is leaving to go back to the island. And as he's leaving, Helen is like, hey, I love you. And he's like, okay, I love you too. Bye. Mm-hmm.
So he goes back to the island. He has a fancy new suit.
He's got a fancy suit. He's basically like at like a resort. He's having mimosas and fucking hummus and pita. I don't know what else he had. But
yeah.
His room is like, he's got like sheets of Egyptian cotton up in his room with a balcony overlooking the island. He's at like a 5-star resort at this point.
Yeah, he's having a time. Meanwhile, his wife is at home vacuuming their house and she's vacuuming his office and she sees the sewing patch on his old suit. And she's like,
where his suit was repaired.
Yeah, because he has it on display. And she's like, that wasn't there before. And she's like, only one person would repair a suit. So she calls Edna and Edna's like, oh my God, I'm so happy you called. I'll see you in an hour.
Yeah.
She's like, this isn't what I wanted.
See you at 5. Goodbye.
This is not what I asked for. Helen shows up to see Edna and Edna has created new super suits, not only for Bob and Helen, but for the kids as well. Helen's not having it. She's not happy with this. First of all, Jack doesn't have powers, at least that he's shown yet. His suit can't catch on fire. Missiles can't hurt it. There's a lot going on there. And Helen's like, he's literally 8 months old. He doesn't need this. Violet's suit can disappear with her. And then Dash's suit, the friction of it
withstands friction.
Yeah. So that way when he's running fast, he doesn't get like holes in his thighs, I guess. We've all been there, honestly.
His clothing
the
on
chub
fire.
Rub is real.
He can't accidentally set himself on fire.
Do you know how many pants I had to return when I worked at Mine Train because I got holes in my thighs from those fucking tight ass shorts? I wish I would have had what Edna made for
that checks
for
out.
Dash.
Disney's cheap ass material.
Yeah, it was not a good time. Anyway, Helen's like, I don't need a suit. The kids don't need a suit. I just need to know where the fuck my husband is. And Edna's like, oh, you don't know? That's so interesting.
Yeah, she put tracking devices in all the suits. So she's like, if you want to find out, you can find out. So Helen calls Insura Care. And the lady she talks to is like, yeah, Bob got fired
2 months ago.
Over 2 months ago, bestie. I don't know what to tell you. He ain't at no conference. There's no conference. So Helen is crying. And Edna is like, please don't cry in my office. Thank you so much. It's been great seeing you. Please see yourself out.
Take your suits, give me my money, and go.
She didn't pay for those.
I think Bob did.
No.
You think she made those for free?
Yeah, I do. You think Bob paid for them?
I think
you
so.
Think Bob can afford those super suits?
Making 3 times his salary, he just got a car with butterfly doors.
He can't afford suits. He just bought a fucking car for him and fucking Helen.
That's true.
He's got a mortgage. Got to buy diapers.
I think the house is
provided
by the government.
Okay, shut up. He doesn't have super suit money, bitch.
I think he does.
I think Edna did it as a flavor because
she hasn't made a super suit in so long.
Making super suits. Yeah,
she
exactly.
Said, fuck those toothpick models.
You saw
I want
her
to do
mansion. She doesn't need their money.
That's true.
She was bored on a Tuesday. She was happy to do it. Back at the island, Bob was instructed to go to a boardroom at a certain time.
It's meeting room A113.
Yeah, so he goes there and a giant door opens up and another one of those battle robot thingies like flings him out of the...
It's exactly how I start all of my meetings too.
Yeah. So the person controlling the robot is Buddy.
Wow, I'm shocked.
Incrediboy.
Wow.
And he goes by Syndrome now.
What a name.
He basically had a bunch of superheroes come to the island to fight the BattleBot to make it stronger so that he could kill Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, he literally created this BattleBot so it would beat Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, but he also has an ulterior motive also. That's
so
just
true.
what he told Mr. Incredible.
And so he got rich creating weapons for other people. Okay, Iron Man, sit down, and got himself rich, but he kept like his best inventions for himself. And he has like his little floaty boots still that are like better than before. He's got some like zero gravity shit that he uses. It's like energy with his finger. He doesn't have superpowers. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know what the fuck he's doing.
That was a terrible explanation, but yeah.
Thank you so much. So he's invented all these like super high tech inventions in order for him to seem like he has superpowers when he does not.
Mr. Incredible tries to throw a tree at him, but he misses. And then Syndrome accidentally flings Mr. Incredible to the other side of the island with his zero gravity finger power thing.
Yeah, he caught himself monologuing.
Apparently, telling him his whole plan.
Yeah, that quote was like voted like number like 27 of best like 100 quotes in like any movie ever or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. He's like, you sly dog, you got me monologuing. It's like on like a list of like the best quotes.
Not
in
Mrs.
like
Sansweet didn't ask to be saved. Mrs. Sansweet didn't want to be saved, because if you ask
apparently
me,
not.
That's a way better quote.
Right? But I think it's funny because earlier
I saved your life. You ruined my death.
Well, earlier Frozone and Mr. Incredible had a whole conversation about bad guys monologuing. So it was like a good callback. But yeah, I guess it was like voted. It was like pretty like low on the list, like close to number one.
Why?
I don't know. Apparently people
Fuck Syndrome.
Apparently people really liked it.
Buddy, Syndrome, whatever you want to call him.
He says his name isn't Buddy, so I don't think that's his actual name. I think Bob truly didn't know his name and just...
No, he's saying like, my name's not Buddy anymore, it's Syndrome.
No, but I don't think that's his name, even like in real life. Like I think because Mr. Incredible didn't remember his name and he just kept calling him Buddy because he didn't remember his name. Because even when he was a kid, he was like, that's not my name.
Yeah, because his name was Incrediboy.
No, I think he's also saying like, no, that's not my name.
That's not my name.
Yeah, that's his theme song.
At Buddy.
They call me Buddy. They call me Incrediboy. They call me Syndrome.
It's gone too far. It's gone.
That's not my name.
No, it's gone too far. No, please.
No, I think it's I genuinely think that's not his name.
Well, Buddy's a dumb name and he's a dumb person, so I like it.
So true.
Anyway, Mr. Incredible jumps off a waterfall when he sees Syndrome coming, and Syndrome drops a bomb, a flingy little bomb.
It's ironically shaped like the eye on Mr. Incredible's suit.
Oh yeah, it kind of was. Bob is like, gotta go, swims into a cave.
Horrifying.
Which is an underwater cave. I cannot think of anything scarier.
No, that's genuinely,
that's my biggest fear.
I'd let the bomb take me
out. I would hug the bomb.
Come at me, bitch.
I'd put the bomb in my mouth.
Yeah. Really make sure it gets me.
Oh man.
Yeah, I cannot do that.
Anyway, so he swims into a cave, or well, he doesn't swim. He gets pushed.
Yeah.
Into a cave. So when he gets pushed in the cave, there is a dead superhero up in there, and it's Gazer Beam, who just went missing. And he's like a skeleton already. That's pretty rough.
Yeah, he's still got his he looks like a Cyclops from from X-Men kind of.
Oh yeah.
He's got
the little mono laser eye.
But so you can see where Gazer Beam is set I'm sat on the wall of the cave. All of the stalactites and stalagmites like show a word, and it's Kronos. And so Mr. Incredible's like, well, that's important. I'm gonna keep that in my noodle. And then a little robot thing comes in and scans the area for life, and then goes up and tells Syndrome that there is no life in the cave and that Mr. Incredible's dead.
Yeah, because Mr. Incredible was hiding behind
dead Gazer Beam. It would have seen him through his...
No, shut up. It was a good plan.
Ribs.
So Bob gets out of the cave and he jumps onto one of the little trains that's going back to the facility.
Yeah, it's like a little like pod on a track.
I just said a little train.
Want one of those. Imagine that's how you like get around places. I just think shit like that is so cool. Public transportation.
Do you want to move to the
island?
Yeah. The facility.
Let's go.
It looked nice, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it.
Mr. Incredible sneaks back into the facility on the little train car. He's going to the lava wall where he saw Syndrome talking to Mirage. Remember the lava wall?
The lava wall.
So he picks up one of those heads.
The Easter Island eggs.
Easter Island eggs. They're also eggs.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, those things.
Yeah.
And he goes to put it like through the lava, but then it starts to open up. So he goes and he puts it back down and hides behind it. And Mirage comes out of the lava wall opening. And then when she walks away, Bob runs through the opening and it starts to close on him, which is again horrifying, worse than the cave. And he's in a control room.
This room reminds me again of X-Men. I don't know why every part of this movie, I guess superheroes, so it makes sense. But I don't remember which one it is. It's either it's either one of the old ones or one of the new ones, but like obviously
there's also like some in between too.
There's one where
Professor Xavier.
Professor Xavier. Okay, I knew his name started with an X. Is in the room and he's like looking at. He's like literally. It's like a giant empty room. It's just him in the middle, like looking at a giant screen full of stuff. It literally is exactly what this looks like. You know what I'm talking about? You know?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about.
Okay. You were just not saying anything, so I thought I sounded crazy. Anyway, so it's a giant computer screen, and obviously it's password protected. But guess what the password is? It's Kronos, which he found in the cave. So
it's a bad password.
Yeah.
No numbers, no symbols.
Yeah. This was 2004. They didn't make you have 27 things for your passwords. So Bob logs in with the password Kronos and he sees all of the plans for the BattleBot. This is version 10. It's the final version. He sees all of the supers that have been brought to the island that have been used to make the BattleBot better and how they are all dead. And there's
like 10 of them, bro.
I feel like it was more than 10. It was quite a few of them.
Maybe 12.
Okay. And so Bob gets nervous and he looks up Elastigirl. Her location is unknown and he's like, well, thank God. And then he looks up Frozone and his location is known. So he knows that they know his identity. So he's a little panicked about that. And then he sees that there are plans with a rocket. So he clicks on that. The plan is to put the BattleBot in a rocket, shoot it up into space, and then it's going to land in whatever the fuck city that they live in.
Metropolisville.
Yeah, that.
Metroville.
Yeah, I'm sure it's something like that. And
Cityville.
Set the BattleBot off on the city.
So Bob is going to leave and this just happens to be the same moment that Helen decides to track his super suit. So a homing signal goes off. It alerts the room that Bob is in that he's in there. He gets shot with these weird bubble things.
Yeah. Also, how did him tippity typing away not set it off that he was in there?
Maybe, I don't know.
I guess he was typing quietly.
Yeah, he was typing real quiet.
Maybe it's just the homing device itself that sets it off. I don't know. Yeah, it's not important.
And he gets shot with a bunch of like these bubble guns in the wall, and they're like, I don't know what they are. They're like expanding tar.
Yeah.
And they engulf him, and Mirage finds him. Uh-oh, Bob's been caught. Bad times. Back at the house, Helen is packing and calling her friend who owns jets, apparently. And she's like, hey, I need a jet.
I think he was like, I don't think he was a super, but I think he was like a friend of the supers.
Yeah, he has supplied all the jets for the supers. He's the super jet guy.
Yeah, he is.
And she's like, hey, I need a jet. And he's like, anything for you, Helen, bestie. The kids come in while she's packing and they see their super suits and they take them.
Obviously.
Dash already has his on.
Yeah, he puts it on so fast.
He's like, I am a superhero. This is
the best day ever.
The bee's knees.
Mm-hmm.
Elastigirl is Helen, Mrs. Incredible. She's known by many a name. Miss Parr. She is in her jet flying to. She can fly a jet. It's fine.
I feel like of all the things, that's pretty.
She can fly a jet. It's
subpar,
cool.
Yeah.
Subpar.
Like compared to the fact that she could stretch her whole body.
Name is Parr.
Oh.
It was funnier if you got it. Elastigirl is flying to the island and she's requesting to land and nobody's answering her. So she puts on her super suit just in case.
She's a little worried, yeah.
What, she thought she was going to wear her fucking t-shirt and jeans to the island?
Yeah.
Come on, get it together. Back at the island, Bob is trapped. He's in this like Jesus position with he's got like things on his hands and his feet, and they're like holding him electromagnetically. That's the word I was looking for.
There you go.
In place. He's just hanging out.
Syndrome is trying to get information out of him about who he called for backup. And every time Bob doesn't answer, he gets electrocuted.
And then Syndrome plays the call from the jet, and Bob is like, oh my fucking God, that's fucking Helen. And then Syndrome's like, oh, so you do know this person. So then he sends a missile.
A couple missiles.
Like seven. Like seven missiles to destroy the jet.
And Helen realizes now that the kids have snuck on to the jet.
Yeah.
They're there.
She's freaking out about the baby they left at home also.
That's fair.
But don't worry, because Violet called the babysitter. Her name is Kari.
I love Kari.
She knows CPR and she loves babies.
And she's going to play Mozart because it makes babies smarter.
Yeah. So Kari has got it under control.
She's got it.
Don't worry about her.
She literally hands 8-month-old Jack a full orange unpeeled. I want everybody to know that.
Great babysitter.
Yeah, she is.
The missiles are coming. Helen starts screaming at Control. She's like, hey, please disengage your missiles. The fuck. And then finally, after asking like 20 times, she's like, hey, there's fucking kids on this fucking jet. And Bob is listening to all of this.
Yeah, Bob, Mirage and
Syndrome. And Mirage is like, are we going to kill kids? And Syndrome is like, yeah, it's fine. I don't see why not.
And people are going to die. It's for the greater good.
Helen is screaming into the back of the jet for Violet to make a force field around the jet. But Violet, hasn't really ever used her powers that much except for to like fuck with her brother.
Yeah,
so
she's like
too much.
Force fielded only like small things and on a very rare occasion, not a giant speeding through the air jet.
So she can't do it, which is understandable and nobody's mad at her. But the missiles do, in fact, hit the jet. So Helen grabs the kids and rolls them up in her elastic body. I don't like anything Elastigirl does, to be completely honest with you. And then she grabs them midair after they blow up and parachutes them down into the water.
Yeah, she is the parachute.
She's the parachute. Yeah. Really freaks me out. Back in the room with Bob and Syndrome and Mirage, Bob hears his whole family die.
Yeah, he hears them get blown up.
So that's bad. He tries to grab for Buddy. Mirage, for some reason, pushes him out of the way. Mirage, are you good, girl? Like, why do you even like this man?
Yeah.
Weird as fuck.
She's probably getting paid a lot of money.
To risk her own fucking life, though? Like,
yeah,
that's so weird. Anyway, so Bob, like, grabs Mirage. He was trying to grab Syndrome, but he grabs Mirage and he's like, I'll fucking break this bitch like a toothpick. And Syndrome's like, that's fine.
Bet.
That's cool. You could do that. And of course, Bob doesn't do it because he's a good guy. Yeah, so he lets Mirage go. Anyway, back to Violet, Dash, and Helen. Helen turns herself into a mom boat, and Violet just sits in her boat body.
Well, Dash is the
he propels them with his kicking his feet in the water. So
I don't know
weird.
why the mom boat really
the weirdest
gets me.
part is like when they get to the shore and she like slinks up on shore
and she's like slowly getting her body back into like normal shape.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I love Helen, but I hate Elastigirl.
That is really so fair and valid. That is valid.
So they go into a cave and they start a fire and they're drying off. And Helen's like, I'm going to go save your dad. Stay in the cave. Keep your masks on. XOXO.
They clearly listened to stay at the house. So obviously they're going to stay in the cave too.
Right. And then Violet like apologized. She's like, I'm sorry I couldn't make a force field. And Helen's like, that's fine.
Yeah. She's like, I'm sorry that I like expected that of
so
you
much from you
when I've told you not to use your powers your entire life. So you have like really no control over them.
So Helen does the same thing as Bob. She grabs onto a
little pod
train
vehicle.
Cat's favorite little pod, little train pod vehicle thing.
They're so fun.
Yeah, it's like a monorail,
but like it's like a singular monorail.
It's like a little pod monorail.
Yeah, I almost called it a pod monorail because I feel like that was the description that made the most sense.
Yeah, I guess it's really not a train. You're right.
I know.
Isn't a monorail just like a different kind of train though?
I guess, yeah, it's like a monorail train, but
Helen grabs a pod into the facility. She almost gets hit by another pod, but don't worry, she squeezes herself up against the wall, which freaked me out again.
Her powers are pretty bananas.
So weird. Where does all her organs and shit go? Anyway, she's trying to find where Bob is, and at one point her leg gets stuck in a door, and then she's trying to grab a key card off of a guard, and then her torso gets stuck in that door, and then that guy gets into an elevator with another guy who sees her, and then her arm is stuck in the elevator. So Helen is just punching guys in the elevator with her one arm.
She's in like 3 different rooms.
She's kicking a guy with her leg in the back room, just kicking her leg. And then in the middle room, they like
clothesline.
Yeah, she clotheslined some of them on a car, and then they're like poking her body. And then once her leg gets free in the back room, she like kicks
dump
him.
truck
with her booty butt.
Yeah, her dump truck takes him
out with her ass. And then she gets a key card from the elevator people, and she's able to free her.
She's fine.
She was just stretched across like 7 rooms.
Yeah,
that's like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
It's pretty funny.
She took out like 6 guards across like
with
3
her body.
rooms.
Just her body.
Yeah.
She didn't even do anything really.
What an icon.
Love that for her. Back in the cave, Violet is practicing her force fields, and Dash is like, well, this is really exciting. I'm going to go explore the cave. He sees like a giant hole in the cave.
I love this part because Dash is literally like a little Bob. Like
for sure.
The way he stands up and is like, "Welp,
I'm going to go."
He like pats his tummy. Like he literally just like acts like a little Bob.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it so much. Like whoever decided their dynamic, like whoever like decided Dash's personality, I am obsessed.
It's
like,
just mini Bob.
He's literally just little Bob. Like everything he says in the movie, if you like really listen, he's literally a little Bob.
It's pretty cute.
I love it.
So he is wandering around the cave and he sees a giant hole in the wall, and it goes pretty deep, and he's like yelling down into it, and it's echoing back. And then some fire comes out of it because it is for the fire from the rocket launch, and the rocket launched.
Yeah, the rocket that's taking the robot to the city to destroy humanity.
Yeah, that launched, and so the fire comes flying out of the hole, and so Dash runs and grabs Violet, and they manage to not get flambéed.
Yeah. So this is the plan. This rocket is going to go into Metropaville or whatever it's called.
Metropaville.
City
Centerville.
Yeah. Gonna go there. And then Syndrome's gonna show up and like fake save the city and become a superhero. And then he's gonna sell all his superhero tech so everybody can be a superhero.
Yeah, he can like control the robot. So it's not actually
he's not actually gonna fight the robot. He's just gonna fake fight it and then become a superhero and then sell all his superhero tech so everyone could be a superhero. That's his plan.
So here's my thing. Yeah. You can't even actually fight this battle bot, you know?
But people are going to think he did.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So then when there's other things that he needs to do, he's not going to actually be useful. It's not going to matter because
everybody will be a superhero because he's going to sell his superhero.
He said when he's old.
He thinks he can actually fight crime. This is just to get him the fame.
Why did he need to make this battle bot so badass? Like, it could have been horrible. He could have just controlled it and then killed
all the superheroes. So there were no other ones?
Oh, I guess, yeah.
Took out most of them, the ones he could find. He sucks.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good, mate.
It's not good, mate. Cut to, I don't know, the next day? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like a couple hours later.
Dash and Violet had fallen asleep, so I don't know how long they fell asleep
forest.
For.
In the jungle.
It's a jungle. It's more of a jungle climate.
Treat area.
A treat area. There's a bird there, a mechanical bird, and it asks them for their ID. And then when they can't provide that,
it sets off an alarm.
And then guards come for them. So there's guards in these they're like hover car, they're like hover thingies. They're not cars. They're like hover ships, but they have like saws for fucking.
Yeah, the way they propel, their propellers are like on the side and they're literally giant saws.
It's like a circular saw.
It's horrifying. Watching them jump onto it when they're on the ground and they're like, the little vehicles are like floating. And then I watch these are not supers, by the way. They're just regular ass men hopping into these little vehicles. I would get sliced. I'm telling you now.
It's scary.
It is very scary.
Anyway, Mirage goes to where Bob is electrically being
imprisoned
in the electrical prison thing. She lets him go. And Bob is like, tell me why I shouldn't fucking crush your ass right now.
Well, he does choke the fuck out of her.
She lets him know that his family is alive and there's still time to save them. And he is so happy that he hugs her. But unfortunately, Helen finds them right at this moment.
Yeah, and then Helen knocks Mirage out.
Yeah,
she punches that bitch in the face.
Listen, punch your husband. Don't punch Mirage.
Punch both of them.
No, just punch Bob if he's cheating on you. Don't punch Mirage. She didn't do anything. Well, no, Mirage sucks. I mean, okay, listen, Mirage deserved to be punched. She didn't deserve to be punched for the reason that Helen punched her, because she thought it was for cheating. But, you know, Mirage does suck, so she does deserve to be punched.
Yeah, but I guess so, yeah. But Mirage knows he has a family, so.
Okay. Does Mirage have a family? No.
Yeah, I agree that Bob needs to get his shit rocked.
Yeah, Bob also needs to be punched.
Anyway, Bob and Helen
We're lying.
are going to go to help the kids because they're getting their shit rocked in the jungle.
No. So Helen is all super mad. And then she throws her punch like all the way across the room. So Bob like ropes her in with her own arm, like pulls her in and like makes out with her. And he's like, I don't know this woman. I swear to God.
I was just trying to kill her 2 seconds ago, actually.
I was so happy.
You see those bruises around her neck? That's me. I just tried to fucking kill her.
She just told me you guys were alive, and I was so fucking pumped that I hugged her. Fuck that whore. Let's go get our kids, bitch.
Yeah, him pulling her in by her arm is pretty
so
cute. It is really cute.
I love them. They're precious. They go to save the kids. Okay. Violet is basically just holding a force field around herself.
She's just invisible.
She's like very timid and scared, but she's like older. I think that's why. Like Dash is like younger, so he's like, fuck it, we ball. Like
also his power is way more like physical than hers is. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Like hers
more mental.
Yeah. So I feel like it really shows the difference in like their personalities too.
Yeah. So Dash is just running through the forest. He's like grabbing vines. He's running on water. He goes into a cave at one point, and like 2 of the
hover things,
saw vehicles crash into each other.
He also realizes that while like he can run fast, like he can also like just be fast. So he's like punching one of the guys at one point, and he's just like punching him like in quick succession. It's pretty good.
He could punch real fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Dash finds Violet again, and he punches a guard that was trying to shoot her or whatever. So Violet makes like a force field ball around her and Dash, and then Dash can like run in her force field ball. So they're like a hamster. It's literally like a hamster wheel. And as they're hamster wheeling through the jungle, they run into Helen and Bob.
Yay! Everyone's together.
Pick them up in their little force field.
Yeah, and then they're all fighting the bad guys together.
Family fighting.
It's cute. They're like,
and the music is like the superhero music. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good.
It is pretty good.
Oh my God, I love them. Syndrome finds them and does his little freezy thing, you know, zero gravities them or whatever, and brings them all back to the facility. And then he's showing them the news footage of the robot while they are all where Bob was before in the little electric prison thingy. Now they're all in it.
Yeah. He also tells them his plan.
He's like I'm gonna go save the city, and then I'll be a superhero,
and y'all be dead. Have fun. Bye.
Bob is apologizing to everyone. He's like, I've been an absent father. I was obsessed with being a superhero, but look at me now. I've been working out and I look great. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't say that part.
No, he says that his family was his best adventure, and he is sad that he fucked that up.
Aww.
Meanwhile, Violet has created a force field around herself, rolled herself out from the electromagnetic thing that they're in, and frees them all.
Syndrome's not smart.
No.
They're going to go, basically, they have to get back to the city. So they got to find a jet or some shit. So they go to the bunker where jets are held. I know stuff.
The hangar.
The hangar. That's right. I don't know what a bunker is. I think that's where you bunk. That's where you be bunking.
Yeah. And the hangar's where you hang.
That's where you hang. So they can't find any of the guards. They're like, where are the fucking guards? They're all like in an RV popping champagne. And one of them's like, let's take a shot every time
someone runs. It's awful. Mr. Incredible beats everyone up in the RV and kicks them all out of it. And then they find a rocket because there's no more jets. I don't know where the fuck all the jets went, but there's no jets in the hangar.
Fast enough anyway.
Yeah, they gotta get there quick. So they're like, okay, we need a rocket. But how do we don't know how to fly a rocket. And Violet's like, just use the coordinates from the last launch, obviously.
Duh,
hello. And they're like, well, okay, how do we do that? And Mirage is like, just say please.
Yeah, bitch, you don't deserve it, please.
Yeah.
I wish they gave her like a black eye or something.
She's like, literally her neck is like hanging off her.
Oh my God.
He choked the fuck out of her.
Yeah, so basically, they get in the RV and Helen has roped her body to the
where the original jet was holding the battle bot. She has wrapped herself around the RV and the jet.
Yeah, so they're basically all sitting in the RV. Once they get close to the city, they disband from the jet, and Helen, just
slinks her way back into the RV.
Her way into the RV. I don't like it.
And then they just land
really
totally
hard.
normal.
That car would blow up.
It would literally disintegrate. It would be like the Titan down in the depths. It would implode.
So there's a bunch of shit going down, obviously. Frozone at his beautiful apartment is like, hey,
it's
babe,
my favorite part of this entire movie.
Honey, where's my super suit? She hid it from him.
Because she is the greatest good he's ever going to get.
Exactly.
It's so
also,
funny.
Her name is Honey.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I didn't realize that until this time watching it.
Yeah.
Because Helen, when they're leaving to go bowling.
It's like, Honey, I said hi.
Yeah, I didn't realize her name was Honey.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cute.
Honey,
where's
my name? Super suit?
So yeah, Frozone's like, sorry, gotta save the day. Bye. Where the BattleBot is attacking people, Syndrome has arrived, and everybody's like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, they keep calling him like all these other
and he's
past...
like, I'm a new superhero. He's so fucking
such
lame.
A loser.
He is such a loser.
Yeah, and he's like, quote unquote, fighting the BattleBot, but the BattleBot is still a smart bot. This is what I was saying earlier. Like, he didn't change anything from the previous ones except for to make it stronger. So it's still a smart robot. So it sees that it's being controlled by Syndrome.
Yeah, Syndrome has like a remote cuff on his wrist.
So it gets the cuff off of him, and now Syndrome can't control the robot.
Yeah, and then the robot just shoots like Syndrome, and then he just like falls.
Yeah, and then the robot's
like a fly.
And the robot's actually fucking shit up now, and Syndrome is useless. So good job, bestie.
Yeah, so the Pars are heading over in their RV to save the day. Once they get close, Bob gets out of the RV and he's like, you guys stay here. I'm going to go save the day. And Helen is like, bitch, we're coming. We're going to save the day with you.
Yeah, but he says that he doesn't want to lose them again because he thought they were dead.
Yeah. And she's like, we're not going to die. We're superheroes. Please, bitch.
But even if we do, we're doing it to save people, which is like our thing.
The robot is attacking all of them. Frozone gets there too. He's helping out. Bob is able to find the Syndrome remote control cuff thingy on the ground. It gets thrown around for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Violet finally gets the remote, and so her and Helen are trying to like control the robot. Bob is trying to figure out how to kill this thing because he remembers from before it learns. So it knows all of their moves essentially.
Yeah, but he's caught in one of the claws.
And the claw
kind of like gripped him and then it shot itself away. So Bob's like stuck in one of the claws of the robot.
Yeah, and then he remembers that how he killed it the last time was that he made it kill itself. So one of the buttons that Helen pushes has like rockets on the back of the claw, and it starts going towards the BattleBot. And then while they're pushing buttons, it turns off, and he's like, no, do that again. The robot is getting closer and closer, and Helen's like, hold on, I'm gonna wait till it gets close enough. She hits the button, and then
your storytelling is just iconic.
And then it shoots the claw into the robot and takes its like insides out, and then it dies.
Takes its own heart out.
Yay, they did it.
Yeah, they saved the day.
Hooray.
Syndrome wakes up and is pissed.
Yeah.
He was knocked out in the corner somewhere.
His plan didn't work.
It did not work. So they are in a limousine with Rick Dicker. And Rick is like, this is great. This is the best. This is the bee's knees. We're bringing the superheroes back or whatever.
They might. They might try.
Yeah, he said he's going to let the politicians decide. And I was like, bad idea.
Bad choice.
Bad idea. Helen is listening to voicemails on the car phone. They're from Kari about Jack Jack. Kari is not fine. She's freaking out. The voicemails are getting progressively scarier.
More panic.
You can hear Jack like screaming in the background. The last voicemail she leaves is like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sending the replacement. And they're like, we didn't send a replacement. So they run home. They super run home. And Syndrome has Jack Jack. And he's going to take him as his ward to be a super evil baby.
Yeah, he's going to raise him to be his
as if they
sidekick.
would ever let that happen.
Yeah, right?
Even if he did get away. which, spoiler alert, he doesn't.
Yeah, by the way.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah, so Syndrome is like trying to fly off into his awaiting jet in the air with Jack Jack. Jack Jack freaks the fuck out. He turns into a giant ball of fire. Then he's made of like lead or something, and he's like weighing Syndrome down. And then he turns into like a cute little demon.
Like a little gremlin baby.
Yeah, I think it's precious. Helen is like, Bob, throw me to Syndrome so I can grab Jack Jack. So Bob,
she could just turn herself into a parachute.
Right.
She's done it 7 times already.
Right. So Bob quite literally like footballs her into the air. She grabs Jack Jack.
So Bob throws his car up at the jet, and Syndrome gets sucked up into the jet engine, and it blows up.
So Helen makes it down with Jack, and then Violet throws a force field around them so that the burning exploded jet doesn't kill them all. But it does blow up their house.
Yeah, that's okay.
They'll just get another one from the government.
They're a family, so it doesn't matter. They have each other.
They're all together.
So cut to, I don't know, a couple weeks later. Dash is in sport now. He gets to do sport.
Yay, sport.
Violet all of a sudden has big dick energy and is asking boys out and shushing them with her finger.
Her hair is no longer in her eyes. She's a bad bitch.
She's also wearing pink. And I'm like, okay, she could be a goth queen and not have her hair in her face.
Yeah, true.
We don't have to put her in a pink shirt with a pink headband. Violet, be a goth queen if you want to be a goth queen.
Yeah. But yeah, so Dash is in track. He wins second place.
Yeah.
They're like yelling at him to not run too fast.
Yeah,
and
they're like,
people
don't come
next
in
to them are
first,
like,
come in second.
Okay. As they're leaving the track meet, a bad guy pops up from the ground in a giant, I don't even know what that's
drill?
called. Like, yeah. A bad guy pops up from the ground in a giant drill. He's the underminer. He looks like a naked mole rat.
John Ratzenberger.
Yeah. And he says that he's going to kill everyone, essentially. And so the Incredibles are like, fuck yeah.
Rips shirt open. Mr. Incredible.
And
like
then
Superman.
That's the end. Yay.
Woo. I don't know if I've ever seen the second one. I'm not going to lie.
There's
I think
3,
I saw
right?
it once. That's crazy if there's 3. I didn't even know
they
there was a third
just came out
one.
with the third one.
That's bananas.
Like a couple years ago.
That's crazy. Would you like to go first?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. I gave The Incredibles a 10 out of 10.
What?
I mean, I love this movie.
That was my fake surprise.
It's one of my favorite Pixar movies. I just think it's so fun and it's so cute, and like the storyline is so fun, and I just love all the characters. It's sitting at number 10 for me. So it's below Frozen, but above Hercules.
I gave The Incredibles a 10 out of 10.
Woo!
I seriously love this movie.
It's so good.
I've seen it a million times. I love it every time. I love the music. I love
it's like the vibes are so
vibes.
good.
I love everybody in it. It is also my number 10. We've done it again.
Oh my God.
It is below Aladdin, but above Treasure Planet.
I really was waffling between if it was above or below Hercules, but I think it is above.
Hercules?
So. Yeah,
girl, no. Hercules is my number 2.
I know.
Hercules is like my
favorite.
favorite.
It was my number 10. Also, I just love like the aesthetics of this movie.
Yeah,
and
I
like
love it.
The Incredicoaster at Disneyland is incredible. No pun intended. It is literally one of my favorite rides there.
It really is incredible.
And then like they have the little area at Hollywood Studios that's in like the back corner before Toy Story Land that they made, like the Incredibles area. It's just, I just love like the aesthetics of it. I love all the characters. It's
good
just
shit.
so good.
It's good shit. Are you ready to guess?
I'm so nervous, but yes.
Okay.
You know, I'm so good at guessing.
I picked an 80s movie.
I don't know anything about timelines, so sure.
So this movie is live action.
Okay.
However, there are cartoons in it.
Oh God. Haven't we done all of those?
There's not that many.
I know, but I feel like the 2 that I know of we've done.
There is a ride at Disneyland that I still have never been on and did not even know
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Oh my God. This movie just had an anniversary, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I love this movie.
I love this movie so much. We haven't done this movie?
No, of course we haven't.
Oh my God. I love this movie so much. It's so chaotic.
I still haven't ridden the ride either.
I know, that's actually, and Toontown was closed when we were there last time because they were redoing everything and adding Mickey and Minnie's train wreck.
We even like walked through Toontown. The first two times we went.
I've ridden it.
Where was this ride?
Listen,
where is it? Is it hidden?
No. There's, when I used to work at Disney, when I worked at Magic Kingdom, you have to take a bus from the cast member parking lot to like the cast entrance. And there's like a channel that like they have on it, and it's just ride audio. And that ride audio was constantly played at like 4:00 in the morning, and it's just car crash sounds.
Oh, that's nice.
No,
that's good.
It's awful. The ride is very cute though. It's literally the same as like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. It's still there. We'll go soon.
Okay, sounds good.
Follow us on Patreon so we can go to Disneyland. I'm just kidding. It's just pure chaos. Every part of it.
I love that it's also like not just like Disney. It's like
they've got like
Warner
the Looney
Brothers
Tunes.
and yeah, like who greenlit this?
It's just tunes.
Remember when we used to all come together to make good movies?
Yeah, and this is one of them. Oh my god, the end of this movie too. I'm so excited.
I know.
I love this movie.
So good when he gets like steamrolled.
We don't talk about it. We don't want to spoil it for anyone. Oh my god, do you remember like the prop area that used to be at MGM Studios when you got off of the tram tour?
And the steamroller was there.
Oh my god, I have a photo of it on my phone.
Oh yeah, remember that?
I miss MGM Studios.
Yeah.
I love Hollywood Studios for what it is now, except for like the random blank spaces.
Everything to me.
I'm so sad they got rid of that. Now we have Batu, which I do still love. I wish we could have had both.
I also just hate how they are like, I love Mickey's fucking train wreck. Don't get me wrong, but like Great Movie Ride was like the coolest fucking ride on earth.
Yeah, but once TCM got involved, it was not the same.
I agree. I liked the original. Mm-hmm. However, it was literally the best fucking ride.
It was so cool.
Don't understand. Like,
so like if they were gonna build Star Wars,
I would have gotten rid of like Rock and Roller Coaster before I got rid of, because what does that have to do with movies?
Yeah,
nothing.
That's
before
true.
I got rid of Backlot Tour and Great Movie Ride.
But also like the whole area over where like Voyage of the Little Mermaid and like
fucking
that whole area
that.
Is
what the hell?
Like Disney Junior, where Launch Bay was, that whole area is nothing right now. Like there's just nothing going on there, and I feel like they could have taken that area and made it Batu.
We should be in charge.
Make us Imagineers.
I don't want to be an Imagineer. I just want to tell them what to do, because they clearly don't know what their people want.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. These opinions are our own and are no way associated with the film or the film's production company.
The Tragical podcast cover art is created by Johnny the Alchemist.
The Tragical intro was produced by Ja Reezy.
Links to our social media and Patreon can be found on our website, located in the show notes.
Thanks for listening
to Tragical.
Tragical.